Welcome. Welcome. I thought that was impressive because, news anchor, turn around, suspense. There you are. The missus wasn't behind the closed door. So, yeah, behind the camera, not closed door. That doesn't make sense. Next review. So, I think actually I should have. The first video is going to be titled Part 1 Running Equipment that I wear for my runs, as opposed to a review of the actual shoes, because thinking about the review that I did, I was shambolic. But hey, here we go. Garmin. I can't even remember this Felix 7, the normal one. It's not the Pro, it's not the Slim, it's not the Solo, just the Garmin Fenix Felix. Is it Phoenix or Felix? She doesn't know. Felix 7. That does me wonders. I bought this because I came back from Vietnam, right, after spending about a month there, and then realizing, long story short, that for most of my life I haven't really been living. I've been surviving. And as a way to live that life, I was like, let me get into running. It kind of doesn't make any sense, does it? Hey ho, here we are. So back then I was a bit of a heavy boy. Probably maybe we're talking about 84 kilograms. You might say, well, 84 kilograms, Raymond, is not really, my name is Raymond, by the way. Raymond is not really big. It's quite normal. Yeah, for my height, a giant like me who is 7'5", it is. It's humongous. It's humongous, right? I think the bigger problem is I was that weight, and in terms of cardiovascular, my health, poor, shambolics, absolute shite. Mind the French, and I hope anybody who's under 18 is not watching these videos. So I decided, why not get into running? I'm going to get myself a nice Garmin Felix 7. And this beauty was effectively what allowed me to be able to complete my half marathon. The previous year in 2024, I did do a half marathon, finished around 2:30. I'd done about a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of training, but I was also playing football. But then there was this big old lad in my football lot who, I'm pretty sure is back to back. It wasn't 3 weeks back to back. It must have been over the course of 4 weeks, 3 times in a row, fell on my ankle and I rolled and sprained my right ankle. So I had to take a long time off, but then still I was able to finish the half marathon, like I said, in 2:33. And I decided I'm going to make running my thing because midlife crisis, like I said, I'm a millennial. At that point, I hadn't yet discovered coffee, the beautiful coffee that was of Vietnamese origin and Vietnamese descendant. That doesn't make sense, but we'll move on. Definitely wasn't a big guy, more into GNT, and I was like, oh, does it really work? So running by process of elimination. And this was the tool. It vibrated, so I don't know what it's showing you. Low phone battery low. Thanks, babe. Mrs. is not happy. So this here was a 2. Now, obviously, as you can see, I don't know if you could zoom in, baby. I'd really appreciate it. The setup that I have is quite different. You have the V2 Max up there, and then you have the time, and then it tells you the training status down here in terms of whether you're maintaining, you're recovering, you're being productive, you're picking A, B, C, D, and then step count, right? This was my tool that was able to give me encouragement for running, because I needed a constant feedback loop. Is probably the best way to go about it. I do a run, I go onto my watch, I click it, I see how well or how bad I did. It gives me data in terms of heart rate, it gives me the data in terms of stride, it gives me the data in terms of everything that you need to know as a runner. So it's actually a really useful tool in terms of running equipment. So whenever I go on a run, be it short, medium, long, I even sleep with this beauty. Hence the missus is not happy. But we're not talking about that. This is a great motivator. And I tend to have the same logic as girls do with girls' math. In this case, except it's boys' math. So this has been a really great tool. If you're into data and if you're into seeing incremental improvements, then this is a fantastic tool. So as a result of this, between March and September. Yeah, I started a running program. I use a running program. Part of it was for this, but then the main running program that I think made a massive difference was actually Runner itself, and I paid the 16 odd pounds a month, and then I cancelled it because 16 odd pounds a month is actually a bit much when you're trying to do and sort other stuff out. Anyway, so at the moment, yeah, this is definitely a tool that I would say if you're looking to get into running, you don't necessarily need a watch, but it's more about who you are as a person. I need external motivation. I'm very lazy by default, where I'm like, don't want to suffer today. Don't I want to suffer? No, I'm not going to make myself suffer. So as a result, this was a motivation. So yeah, I wear this on my run. And recently, like I said, these as well. But of course, because we're in winter, these are untested outside. I've been running on the treadmill because it has been raining every day, nearly every day for the past 3 weeks. Isn't that right?
Yes.
It's terrible.